is really just for me. I ain't even gonna post this probably. But it's day one of this shit. We gonna see what it's all about, you know. I've been doing it all day since I got it, but you know, just in different areas, various areas. I did it on my face with different intentions, different thoughts in mind. You know, I like even just having it. I read that it doesn't. Although I can hear it, I heard it doesn't particularly do anything unless it's making contact with the skin, which understand, because you know, then you use the other type, the one without unweighted. The leaves are falling, I hear. I was reading about how when you have to remember that the perception that we have is so limited, and really tap into other things available too, because you know, like the constant things of like the eyes creating the ego and things like that of the nature or consciousness, which is like hand in hand with the eyes, sort of, to me at least. Regardless, I was just reading about how, or reading or listening about how just by nature our ears are much more fine-tuned and perceptive than our eyes could ever be in a lot of ways, just due to I forgot exactly what it was, but it was just like the variance in the things that your ear can hear or perceive or pick up on is much more capable than the eyes. It's like connected to more nerve endings, and it forms first or whatnot. I love looking at it too when it's vibrating, because you can't really tell because it's me shaking. But you know what I mean, like, go ahead. And when you tap this, it makes you like, it kind of like resets. It's like it reminds me of like when you pick a cat up by their the cape or nude or something. I don't know, like how mom cats speak, you know, of all animals, but just cats too. It's like that. It kind of does that to our thoughts, which is, you know, like our worst enemy. It worst and not worst too, because like it just makes you more. Yeah, I went that way too. You know, it don't go nowhere. I thought it would. I was talking to the car. See, I be feeling crazy for talking to myself. I feel ashamed of it sometimes. I feel like recording kind of gives you like not a reason, but it's an excuse to the part of you that fears judgment or being seen, or the part of me. It's all different. And like I said, tapping this in the air really doesn't do much. But I'm gonna get another one too. I'm gonna get a few of these. I know people collect these, and they have different types, and they have different frequencies, and they do different things too. But I don't know. It feels surreal to be here. For many reasons, but just the true scope of things, I think many people fail to realize, or they choose not to realize. Because once you realize, and you have a mountain of itself to climb, which is like obtaining knowledge, and it kind of becomes like a thirst or a desire of sorts. Nonetheless, my thoughts are kind of stringing here. I have these. I call them books. They're not. I don't write books. I just write. But I call them books for my purpose, and I think it helps me stay somewhat consistent or connected to it in my own way. Because I have a very detached way of being. I've realized, and I have these themes of avoidancy that I've been working through and I've been getting better at. But I think the first step, like they say often, is to just be aware of it. But no, I have this book, one of my books, because I have books for different purposes too, and I separate them because I feel like even the ones that aren't, even within the separation, there's a lot of congruent, it's all over the place, is what I mean to say. And so it's just all these ideas and things I've obtained, and I often am even too detached in order to even write it into the book, so I put it on a sticky note. And I often, that's why I have a collection, because if I I tell myself the least I can do is just write it down on a sticky note, and then maybe later, and that's a big maybe, I'll put it back down. But often I title these things vaguely because they do cover broad themes. Just it's really a collection. It's more of like it's a collection of different ideas and philosophies and interpretations of things, and I feel like that's a very important part too of it all. Is just interpreting it in your own way, because conforming leads to delusion, and ultimately it encourages delusion and corruption, and it gets it's like playing telephone, but cosmically. It's like the more it gets spun in the same way, it's just going to get distorted, and this is how it goes. So I think it's important to take it as it comes, but also to of course interpret it in your own way. And that's it's soaking in as many ideas as possible and not limiting out any at all, even ones that go against what you believe. That's the whole point of a counter argument. That's the whole point of that's why we did all those things in school in English, like how to argue and just basic punctuation, and just how to argue. There's people are so fucking screwed these days, because everyone's so angry and quick and reactive, and the more you step back and just observe, the oftentimes it'll just reveal itself without you having to. You don't. The role you play, what I've gathered, the role you play here is not to. You're not the how. You're the why. You know what I mean? Like it's. You're not. You're not gonna you're not the sole reason for all the fortunes in your life, the same way you're not the sole reason for the misfortunes. In a sense, like you can't you see I'm sidetracked right now because I'm also like reading things that I wrote man, I've always been like this. I wish I wrote more in my younger years or more consistently. I have a few letters. It's just how I felt or things like that, but I don't have much, and I wish I had more. But I feel like I'm always gonna wish I had more. Even the older version of me now is gonna be like, I wish you wrote more. So it's never gonna be enough, and that's okay. But I don't know. I have all these things that I have these feelings that I'm attached to. It's not even like the life I want isn't a thing. It's like a feeling. It's indescribable because I feel like if you were to put a label on it, you would again distort it, and it would. And when you try to be the how in your role, if you're playing the how, the muscle man, the bodyguard, like you're gonna fail. The less you resist, the easier it comes to you. Kinetic shit, so like I said, just gotta keep on. For real. I don't know. One day I wrote, what other things contribute to positive life force? And then literally, I forgot what happened, but I wrote that and then I went to sleep because I was, like I said, I was too lazy to write in the book. So I just wrote it down and just put it somewhere. And literally the answer comes to you. It came to me. I forgot exactly what, because there's many ways. And see, I said other because I know some ways. There's obvious ways, but I said other. And I think that's an important distinction too, is that I said externally and objects, plants, etc. So other things, like it's like within my physical reality and then also within the temporal reality is like, it's because it's two different lives we live in, man. So I don't know. I think people gotta realize that too. It's two different lives we're playing, maybe more, but definitely two. Just the body and then so this January at 5 p.m. I wrote, writing can relieve me of any negative feelings I may be carrying. I do feel better while writing this, though. I was gonna write a stupid question, a stupid Instagram post, but it didn't feel right, so it didn't. I hate that I'm alone, but I don't do anything to change it. Hey, deep it. I know partying and fucking some random won't bring me shit. This will. Just thinking and writing. I enjoy having a plan. I got like 40 now. It's funny. I enjoy having a plan in my room. I had to. They got relocated. I don't know. I might be done soon. I don't know what I meant by that. For the rest of today, I want to relax. Hopefully, I can take a nap undisturbed and maybe play some Xbox and eat. I am horrible at taking naps, though. Tomorrow, I want to go for a walk, write again, use the powder again as well. I feel like going for a walk will help me clear my mind and also fill it to write like a vacuum, in and out sort of. Maybe I'll finally watch that football 30 minutes. See, See. While I was reading this, I had a thought too. I was like, "Is this?" I don't know when this is from because of that last line right there. I know this is from at least 2020, but I just wrote this. See, yeah. So this is from actually May 31st, 2021, and that's what I thought because I often take. So with my older books, I have degenerated or whatnot. I I just translated them to this one. I combined them in essence, the various ones, because yeah, they were falling apart and they were pretty shit. So, that's how it goes. I mean, that's a good sign. Shit. I said, never kill yourself. Never. I had a friend that killed himself, and for a while I didn't know how to feel. Because this is not the first person that's died on me either, nor the last, but because I had an ex-girlfriend that overdosed, and this one, my friend killed himself, and it's just about watermelons and shit, just which ones to get. I need land, and a lot of it. But, anyways, I just avoided it for a while and kind of didn't think about it. And even so, for context, right? Because I think it's important to elaborate on this. My friend Darian, you gotta. It's funny, but I had these friends from Xbox from years and years back, like COVID. My life pivoted in COVID, as did many. But I was like 15, and I was always on the game because ain't nothing else to do. We was in NTI COVID shit, online school, and this is during the summer, so we had really had shit to do. And I was already depressed and shit from my whole fucking life, so I was just on the game, shit, like, as most people. But I don't know. So these guys from they were like a year older than me. All of them, but it was a group chat. It went from Instagram to iMessage, just saying no, it's real. It went from Xbox to Instagram. Like, that's the pipeline. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but anyways, yeah. So, and I still talk to these people every day, and I think that's beautiful too. And even though we're down a member, because it was like something 6. I ain't even gonna. But the name of group chat had like 6 in it, because it was 6 of us, or 7. Debatable. It was politics and shit. That's how it be. But regardless, I know it's just, and then life gets more complicated, and then being states apart, because I lived in Louisville at the time, and I mean and it's funny, I went to Baltimore a couple years ago too, before, but and I was really close with him. I'm close with all of them in my own way, but I was particularly close with him, and I knew a lot about his life and what he'd been through, and he was very intelligent dude. Good dude. He was going to the army and shit. He was already married. I'm like, what the fuck? He was smart, cultured, man. But he was going through shit. He'd been going through shit, and I knew that, and we all knew that, and I was going through shit. We were talking about it. So, it wasn't like a, But that's why I say never kill yourself. Because, it was a meme or whatever, but truly, you don't know what these people are gonna go through when you're gone. So, never kill yourself. I think that's important, no matter how bad. Because it's all about perspective, and there's so much more life to live, especially the age we are. We were. there's so much life to live. Even if it's cut short, it's still so much life to live. You still have every second leads to every minute leads to an hour, every hour, a day, a week, a month, a year, a decade. You know what I mean? You have so much fucking time, dude. You gotta just stop wasting it. And then you have more. They always say time goes by faster than fun, but it's just, you're not in the moment when you're... I don't know. That's what I'm saying, like the ego can't live in the now. The ego can only live in the past or the future. It can't live here. It's worrying about what will happen or what did happen, but not now. And that's the only thing that's happening. That shit is not there yet. You're not there yet. Either way, you're not there yet. It's just, you gotta worry about now. Your job is to worry about now in order, because it's all the same shit. Like, who's to say, I don't believe in this, but who's to say that every day when you wake up you die and you just get the memory back? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't believe in that. I believe in a lot of other things, but not that. But how? Your job isn't to do the how. You're not here for the how. The how will be worked out for you. You're the why. You gotta bring yourself closer to the source. You gotta focus. You gotta I feel like you gotta at every chance you can, you gotta do something random. You gotta just make a split decision, and it can't be planned. You gotta just kind of you can kind of look in the general direction of it, but you can't guide it. You gotta be you know what I'm saying? You gotta just make a choice sometimes. It's like not the uniform. You gotta just do something new every day, and that opens up possibilities. If you are hampered by your perception and your perception is limiting, then an easy out is doing something new, because that automatically opens up pathways. If you're doing the same thing every day and you're not breaking that loop in some way, because you can still be in the loop but break it and then come back, because that's how it works. You can't really escape it, but you can put a lot of obstacles in that loop, so just keep that in mind. I gotta tell myself that it's so okay. I be so hard on myself. That's just it's the trauma, the expectations, the ego. You gotta just let it go, man. Don't hold on to no grudges. Don't hold on to no energy that don't serve you. And if it don't, and you can't let it go, repurpose it. If you can't expel it, then repurpose it. Get it to the outer part of your biosphere. Get it to the exterior. The more memories you create, the more energies you collect, the further out in the biosphere, the older it'll be. Like, it's like a tree. We work like trees. How trees have rings. That same concept applies to our magnetic field. So we have these metaphorical, they're real, but we'll say metaphorical rings around us, the same way a tree does, and that's our biosphere. And those older memories and those older traumas that resurface often in ways via triggering, etc., are just they're the older. That's just old energy, man. It don't serve you. It ain't for you. So don't use it. If you're gonna use it, and use it for something good, do better. Always improve. Not for anyone else, but for yourself. To improve, to gain more, you gotta spend to. They say you gotta spend money to get money. So that same concept applies, because money is just life force. It's just energy. It's just a representation. So view it that way. Don't view it as this overbearing obstacle or thing you bend to. You don't bend to nothing. You are everything. You don't bend to shit, dude. Can't. If you do bend, you're bending with purpose. You're bending like a metaphor I heard was, are you going to stand strong like a oak during a hurricane, or bend? I forgot what tree it was, but just a tree that bends, because they're used to the water down in the south. They bend and they go with it. Any water bush, whatever. Just, if you're going to bend, but you shouldn't, especially for nothing that's within not your control, but petty things like human nature, dealing with society, things like that. You don't bend. You stay to your truths, beliefs. Belief is everything. Without belief, there's nothing. Belief makes possibility, in a sense. So you can't force it. You gotta go for it, but you can't force it. There's a difference, and it's hard. There's a line, and it's a hard line. It's a very fine line. It's like a rope over the canyon. It's fucking terrible. But once you master that shit, it's like shit won't be the same. So just do better for you, and never give up, never kill yourself. Align with who you want to be, and where you want to be, and when you want to be. Identify your problems and come up with remedies. Observe what is happening around you. Observe your life externally without judgment, and the clarity will come. Allow life to come to you instead of you coming to it. You're not chasing. You cannot chase, because this shit is running laps around you. Nigga, this life shit is like the track field. You're just a nigga on the field. Like, you can't chase the field, because the field is never in. You know what I mean? Like, you're just running at shadows. You're just wasting time. Instead of take that energy that you're putting into chasing and just do something with it internally. Because really, this is I wrote this thing one day. I was like, Matrix money isn't real. I have abundance. And I think that's important to remember, that we are in the Matrix. What I see is not what is. And it never could be. It never could be the full picture. No matter how big of a telescope we get, and no matter how far out we see, it's never the full picture. Because to the Tao that is spoken is not the true Tao. So take that as you will. I think it's incredible, all of it. The way all of this just plays out and how intricate it all is. We find out all these new things about how all these, just matter and plasma. We find out all these things about how it's all really just the same thing. Or how most of what is in space is plasma. And plasma is just electricity, denser. So, I don't know. Just food for thought. That feels way better than like a vape hit. That's crazy. It really does. Like that felt like, I don't know. It could just be placebo, but I doubt that, because even then the placebo is real. Because fuck. It's all real. It's all real, dude. Remember that. I want to improve. I want to be better. I want to respect others. I want to make everyone proud. I need to, is what I wrote. And whilst I like the intentions, the wording is wrong fundamentally. I think this is important for me to remember too. I want to better. I want to make. I need to. These words of lack. Need, want, desire, lack. All of those things are tangent, And it's all I see the intention though. Man. I wrote this one day, and I think before I am done talking, I will read it. By the way, I buy the water. You gotta be. I feel, especially as a water sign, I'm especially called to the water. But most people should be. But some people are called to the mountains and things like that too. But I find myself drawn to the water often. And it's like a longing. I think wherever I end up, I want to be by water. Or have access to water nearby. And nearby as in even 30 minutes, I'll do. Regardless, what I was going to read is interpretation from Ken Wilber. I wrote this a couple weeks ago from some, I forget where I found it, but I was listening to a short description of a book. Not short, it wasn't short, but you know how books are long, so take that as you will. Regardless, I wrote this excerpt that I found interesting, and I quote, that the true words, are in the interior of her heart. in the most interior place of all, in its greatest depths, this new depth, this new within, which is a new beyond, utterly transcends nature, utterly embraces nature, and is thus embodied in nature. As perhaps Aurobindo explained, most forcefully, its first effect has been the liberation of life and mind out of matter. Its last effect has been to assist the emergence of a spiritual consciousness, a spiritual will, and a spiritual sense of existence in the terrestrial being, so that he is no longer solely preoccupied with his outermost life or with the mental pursuits and interests, but has learned to look within to discover his inner beings, his spiritual self, to aspire to overpass, negate, and preserve Earth and her limitations. As he grows more and more inward, his boundaries, mental, nospheric, vital, biospiric, and spiritual begin to broaden. The bonds that held life, mind, and soul to their first limitations glimpse a larger kingdom of self and world, closest to the first earth life. If he makes the inward movement, which his own highest vision has held up before him as his greatest spiritual necessity, he will find there in his inner being a larger being, a larger consciousness, a larger life. An action from within and an action from above can overcome the predominance of the material form and diminish and finally put to an end to the power of the unconscious. Substitute spirit for matter as his conscious foundation of being and liberate its highest powers to their complete and characteristic expression in the soul embraced in nature. I was struggling with that a bit because once I start getting tired with my writing, I can tell because my handwriting starts getting more cursive. And I'm just throwing shit down. But, shit. But that's the excerpt. And with that, I think I have been reading and I've been yapping for a little bit. I'm gonna walk and skate probably and smoke a cigarette. I wish you all the best and I love you.